edit out like the video and everything. Should be okay, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
and at this point, it's not like we need proper intros anyway.
Fucking fuck it. Okay, right. Well, how do we want to start? Should I introduce it? Like,
Go for it.
This
Go
fuck
for it.
KillConnorClub. Okay. Hello, everybody. How's it going? And welcome to the KillConnorClub podcast. With your hosts, both of us hosting it, and there's never any guests. I don't know why I said that.
One day there'll be guests. One day there'll be guests.
Maybe.
One day there will.
Maybe there will. Maybe there won't. If I know anything, I can't say. So
That was the worst secret keeping ever. Like, making it super obvious.
No one knows. They're none the wiser. Don't worry.
Well, we're trying to get Luma. That was the last live stream.
That was
We're
in
trying
the
to
last
get.
live stream. He said
That's
he hasn't
public
forgotten
knowledge.
about it. I think that's bullshit.
Well, if he says he hasn't forgotten about it, he went out of his way to message you saying he hasn't forgotten about
No.
it. So
It was only because I messaged him first. I messaged him and said he was talking about PAX, and I was like, he was like, who's going to PAX? And I was like, not me. I was like, seriously though, I'm not going. And then he replied to that with, ah, damn. Or something like that. And he was like, and by the way, I haven't forgotten about the podcast. So I guess he did bring it up, but still, I think maybe seeing my name and seeing my beautiful face jogged his memory. I don't know.
Good point. And yeah, and other than that, nothing that's set in stone. But maybe, hopefully, one day we can get some cool people on.
That'd be great.
But we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. There's a lot of shit going on to talk about though now.
Yeah. So there was a list. You messaged me a list. It's too far back to scroll back. Do you have it
Yeah,
in
that's
memory?
what I have it in memory.
Okay.
So
we're all good.
obviously, since the last podcast, because that one we talked about from memory, the box, because we were doing theories for Etsy's box
Yeah,
then and stuff.
T-shirts. We launched the T-shirts, which you can find in the
T-shirt-
description on my Spreadshirt store. First link in the description. You can buy some great Kill Corner Club merch.
That is true, sponsored by our own merchandise. This podcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
no, but there's heaps of stuff now because today, as of the day we're recording this, a whole bunch of stuff came out officially. The first look at the Assassin's Creed movie.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah.
And also, obviously, we've been talking about the Shroud of Eden a lot the last couple of weeks. So
Yeah, that
and
is-
Desmond and possible, and for anyone that hasn't listened to one of these podcasts, there's going to be spoilers for everything Assassin's Creed wise. Like, there is nothing off limits here.
Yeah. This isn't somewhere where it's going to be. I suppose if Syndicate had just been out like a week, I don't suppose we'd just like delve into Syndicate spoilers and that kind of thing. Because I mean that could
Yeah.
be unfair. But I mean, I suppose at the point that we're at, there's nothing like the if you're watching a video or a podcast about Assassin's Creed and about like theories and stuff, I suppose you expect there to be spoilers.
fair game.
Like, yeah, it's. We're not. Nothing's off limits. This is all. This is dangerous territory now. Okay.
Yeah, I
So-
agree. So I think because if we end up talking about the Shroud first, we'll get deep into theories, and
Yeah.
that could go on forever. Let's talk about the Assassin's Creed movie
Good job.
first of all.
Okay.
I think.
So the only thing we've seen is that image of Michael Fassbender as not. I don't see. It's like the article talks about how he's playing this character called Callum Lynch. So I guess that's the modern day protagonist. And then in the past he's playing as this guy whose name I can't pronounce in 15th century Spain. So I guess that's what the picture was of. So Michael Fassbender plays both. I'm guessing like how Desmond looked like Altair. Michael Fassbender is the modern day protagonist and the ancestor.
Yes, yeah, that's pretty much what I've gathered from it. So who's it? They've got some other people in cast list as well.
Yeah, some other people that I didn't really recognize. There's that one from The Dark Knight Rises or whatever.
Yeah, Marion Cotillard.
Yeah, whatever her
I
name is.
believe.
That one,
Yep.
the one where you and Luke got very confused about who it was because
Well, I wasn't confused. It was Luke that was confused. That's
it was
shit
Luke.
straight.
You were talking about Talia and he just had no idea what you were on about. Unfortunately, poor Luke.
but
the only
yeah,
Batman lore he knows
poor-
is those movies. Poor Luke. Anyways.
All he needs to know is that I'm Batman. And I was gonna do the voice, so I chickened out.
No!
I've done the
No!
voice and
It would
I
have
haven't
been a
done the voice.
perfect opportunity.
Yeah, I've done the voice so long, so I didn't want to. I would have fucked it up. I've got to keep my
Oh,
reputation.
okay.
No, so the image though is him in the actual ancestor's outfit. So he's in
Yeah.
the assassin's robes, and to me, it looks like it is some. It is the worst possible outfit that Connor would wear.
No, it looks like you know what it reminded me of, right? The instant I looked at it, it reminded me of that guy. What was his name from Assassin's Creed 4? Like the main mentor of the assassins.
Oh, fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't, I don't know
I
his
know
name,
him. I
but
know what you're
that
talking about.
guy. I'll pop a picture up, maybe if I remember to edit this. But yeah, that guy. It reminded me of him.
Looks fucking shit.
Yeah, it
It looks
looks.
so shit.
I like the double hidden blades, and I like how his hood looks, because it normally, if they ever try and do like an Assassin's Creed hood, like in real life, like it only seems to ever work in the games, but the hood seems to go on his head correctly, but the rest of it looks really shit.
I can see on his right hand he has 5 fingers, but I can only see 4 fingers on his left hand.
Really?
Yes.
Fuck
But I
me.
don't know about that. Maybe it's just the shadowing, but I can only I can't see his ring finger on his left hand.
Let me give you a second opinion. Let's have a look. On his
There's a
left
possibility.
hand, the left hand, that's this way. Okay. Ah, yeah, yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's weird.
So there is that possibility. So the only weapons we can see on him, we can see a sword sheathed,
Yeah.
um, throwing knives on his left shoulder. Is that 3 throwing knives on his left shoulder there?
Are they throwing knives? I can't even
Could possibly
tell.
be, or they're like just something to
It's like
kind of
straps
keep
or
his,
something. I don't.
yeah, straps, yeah. And he's got double hidden blades. It doesn't look like there's a hidden gun or anything attached.
No, they look pretty standard. Is there
And
something there on
yeah,
like his
so
belt? Like, oh, he's got that sword,
yeah,
yeah. And then he's got something going on there on his belt. Like, I can't really tell what that is. Like on the left, like on his right, our left, like something attached. I don't know, like bombs,
yeah,
like bombs or something. I don't know.
mate, possibly. I think it's weird because it's supposed to be in Spain, right?
Yeah,
Correct. 15th century, so that's the 1400s. That's the same period of time as Assassin's Creed 2.
yeah,
So it could be set before Assassin's Creed 2, it could be at the same time. I'd say, let's just say mid to early, so let's say beforehand.
yeah,
How does that look like Spanish, a Spanish outfit to you? That
yeah.
looks native as fuck, Native
Yeah, it
American.
does. It reminds me of like I said, like it reminded me of the guy from AC4. Like it reminds me of that kind of area, like quite primitive kind of thing. Like I guess I don't know. It just genuinely just reminds me of the assassins from Assassin's Creed 4, like the Caribbean and everything.
Yeah, it is super weird. I'm not mad at that hood though. Like it's got the assassin symbol on the top. What's that in the middle of the assassin symbol
Like
on his
a
head?
like a flame. I don't know. Let me see if they're keeping in like laws. Let's go like Spanish assassin.
You're definitely going to need to have the image up on this
Yeah, I'll put it up. I'll put it
for
up.
this.
I searched this Spanish assassin symbol, and there's not actually one. Like, there's not one that they've had set as the Spanish assassin symbol. I don't think.
Okay.
So yeah, because they've got all those different ones, and they've got like Persian, Roman, Mongolian, Chinese, Egyptian. No, there isn't one for Spanish yet. So they must have created that specifically for this.
Okay. Yep. So it looks like maybe a torch with like a flame on it or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. And other than that, it just looks weird. It just looks weird. It doesn't look like.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I'm like, where the fuck is this set? And then when they said Spain, I was like, okay,
No,
kind of weird.
I like the bottom half, kind of. I think it looks kind of cool, but I don't know what it is about this, like the torso bit, where it's like, what even is that? Like, what is that pattern about? Like, I really
That
don't
white,
like
those
it.
white stripes and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah, that's the thing that's putting me off the most. Those white stripes are just distracting me.
yeah, I really don't like it. It just doesn't look. It looks really like handcrafted by like I don't even know. It looks like a straw house or
Yeah.
something weird.
Yeah, and I'm with you. But I'll tell you what though, as I'm not, I'm they're doing what I was hoping they'd do if they had to make. Because I've said this before
Yeah.
that I don't want an Assassin's Creed movie. To this day, I still don't want an Assassin's Creed movie because it's going to be bad, and I don't see any way to make a good Assassin's Creed movie. I could swallow my words when I see it, but let's just base on every video game movie ever.
Yeah, they're all bad. I can't think of a good
They're
one.
all bad. And then you have something of the high level of an Assassin's Creed, and you want to make that into a movie. But the thing I'll give them is the fact that they're not trying to base it off a game.
Yeah.
That's what I was happy. I was like, okay, good. They're literally, other than they're copying Desmond's, I think, modern day wise. They're just doing,
Yeah,
making
that's
a
what I
new
thought. It
character.
seems really similar.
Yeah, and then we've got a new time period with a new assassin. I'm like, okay, cool.
This time
That's
period,
whatever.
though, I would have preferred this in a game way more than Victorian London, like 15th century
Oh
Spain.
yeah.
That could have been
Well,
great, like especially
well,
compared to Victorian London.
well, think about next year's game. They could literally just make a game based off of this setting,
Oh,
and
God.
next year they release it alongside. It's just the game based off the movie.
Oh god. Oh god.
My money's on that. That is, if I was a betting man, that is where I would put my
I
money.
really don't want that. I really just want this movie to be so separate. I really don't. I don't want them even to mention it in the games. I don't want Sean or fucking Bishop to be like, oh, just mention Callum Lynch's name. It's like, I understand it's in the same universe, but please, please, can it just be separate? I don't want it to be really heavily connected to the main Assassin's Creed story.
Hang on, real quick. Do you want to hear what Ubisoft's response to that? What? No, we're just going to take your money. Thank you very much. See you later.
Oh,
And that's what-
God.
That's what they say to that. We're good. We're just going to take your money. Never mind. See you later. Oh, you still going to buy it next year? Yeah, I thought so. Yep. Thanks. And that's their response to all of us.
Very true. That's...
But do you want to make a friendly wager?
Okay.
I would bet you that the game next year will be just based off of the movie, or at the very least have a big connection to the movie.
Maybe. It's weird because I can't imagine what they could do. I don't know, Victorian London seemed like not the right thing to do at all, but I mean, it just seemed
Logical.
predictable. Yeah, logical from having Unity, and even that, I feel like the games have been predictable, because we had the Third Crusade, and then it was like, well, what are they going to do next? It was kind of like a really big thing to see, what's the next time period going to be, and then we had the Italian Renaissance, and or the Ezio trilogy, and then after that point, it was like, what are we going to have next? And it ended up being the American Revolution, but after that point, once they announced AC4, and Rogue, and Unity, and Syndicate, they've all kind of felt logically well, this is obviously what we're going to have next. It doesn't feel like, what are we going to have next? What time period? I can't wait to find out. It's like, obviously, it's just going to be like another 17th, 18th, 19th century game.
Yeah,
don't know
with
what
different
to think
characters, and then we're going to forget about them because they don't matter anymore. Yeah.
What if this is the time, right? What if Ubisoft decide right now, we're going to make 3 games about Jacob and Evie? If they did do that, what would be your opinion?
Okay, so because I've done a whole video on this. I'm not sure if you've seen it.
I have seen it. I have.
Okay, where I talked about you need to give characters multiple games.
Yeah.
They are not the 2 characters to give multiple games, because I don't want a setting in the 1800s. That's so close to the modern day. That is so fucking far forward in historical timelines. It's a terrible setting to have more than once. I'm not saying it's a terrible setting. It's a terrible setting to have more than once.
You did say in your video, though, that we've already had, the Syndicate would be having the setting one too many times already.
Okay, true. And I don't like it. I don't like Victorian London. I think it's stupid.
Yeah,
I think it was logical based off of decision making in terms of, if we're going to make another one in this time period, where are they going to go? Well, London would be the city you'd go if you're in that time period.
Yeah.
But it's not where they should have gone, and it's not what they should be doing. But maybe, next year it'll be back. Like let's just say we have 15th century Spain as the next time period.
Yeah.
For a game. No, I'm happy with that. That's a good time period, you know.
Yeah, I'd be happy
and
with
maybe, and if we've got a movie based off it, then maybe they'll keep the same ancestor in the movie, so they'll make a couple of games for the character.
Maybe, but I don't want them, because think about it, right? Think if they did that with Ezio, how the movie could completely ruin Ezio. Like,
True, but I also think this. I either predict that the movie is based off the game, or or vice versa. The game is based off the movie,
yeah.
or they're linking. So let's just say the movie character is the father or son of the game character.
okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's like you watch the movie and then you can play the game, or you play the game then you can watch the movie.
Okay, well, what if
They're gonna connect somehow? I guarantee you, they're gonna connect somehow. That's when they release in a similar time.
they could, since they've been planning the movie for a while, they could have the same character from the movie in the games, because they've got Michael Fassbender, right, as the movie. Like, but if they've already got the movie there and they know who's going to be in the movie, they could always just make the game character the same. Because doing it the other way around is difficult. To make a movie about Ezio is difficult, but to then make a game about something that's been in a movie is much easier. So they could keep the same character.
True. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And with the settings of Syndicate being in Victorian London, you know how Ubisoft like to go off, they pick settings that haven't been done before in other games. I'm like, well, I don't know about you, but I've played Fable 2 and 3, and the time periods weren't that great then, and I really don't see you doing any better, Ubisoft, but
yeah.
I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong, but for some fucking reason, I'm excited for the modern day and not the protagonist story, because I've not excited for the protagonist story really at all.
Yeah.
And the modern day has been so shit in all the other games since 3, yet somehow that's what I'm excited for. It's bizarre.
It's just because the ancestor story since 3 has just felt pointless.
Including 3.
Including 3.
Yep.
It's just felt pointless and like unrelated and unlinked, that it's like I'm not even expecting anything from that. But the fact that they're saying that like the modern day is, it's kind of looking up with everything that we've like kind of thought about and put together and everything, but also the fact that they're saying they're bringing it back and everything in some kind of way, it's just kind of like, yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that to return. Like, and if like I just don't give a shit about Jacob and Evie. Like, I really don't care what they're doing in Victorian London. It doesn't bother me.
Oh yeah, true. And I mean, when we play it, it could be different. And I mean, story-wise, the story could be really good with Jacob and Evie. That's the thing. It's just the gameplay. I didn't really love the gameplay. I didn't hate the gameplay in Uni. Like, it's just kind of average.
How would you compare it to like AC3, AC4, Rogue, like that?
I liked AC3 and AC4, and I liked all the Assassin's Creed gameplay better, but it didn't mean I hated Unity's gameplay. Compare Unity's gameplay to other games, it's good, but it's just shitter than all the other Assassin's Creed.
What game do you compare Unity to and be like, Unity gameplay is good compared to this?
Well, I only really try to buy games that I know I like. So I don't know, like,
I mean, there probably are bad games. Like, I mean,
there's plenty of shit games out there,
like
man.
Boat Simulator 2015. I mean, you could probably say Unity's better than that, but doesn't mean it's good. I don't really like it. I really don't like the Unity Syndicate engine. I really hate it.
I don't hate it, but like I get what you mean, and that's what I'm worried about with Syndicate, because I'm just playing Unity further in the future with more guns. It's the least thing I want. The story could be really cool, but then I have to play the game to see the story.
Yeah. And
if I'm not enjoying playing it, then what's the point? So like I'm worried, because I mean I haven't pre-ordered Syndicate or anything.
Nah, me neither.
And I haven't decided whether I'll buy it, but I have to, don't I?
That's the same for me. I'm kind of like, there's so many good games coming out this year. I really don't want to waste £50 or whatever it's going to be on Syndicate when I really didn't like Unity. Although my whole channel's based off it, so I kind of have to. And I'm like,
Yeah, I
I
was thinking
just
the
don't
same
know what to
thing.
do.
And I could have some fun. Like, there's a screenshot of Evie looking and investigating a guy who's been stabbed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, murder mysteries are back, which means to me, Free Roam for Justice and
Oh
Batman
yes,
Return.
I was watching that yesterday. The Free Roam for Justice. I watched like episode 1 and 2. I was having a blast. It was great. I really liked it. It was good.
I am very proud of those, and it's so weirdly how that series happened anyway in Unity. But that was the best time I had playing Unity, was making that series. So I know if there's murder mysteries and there's stuff to do, I know I'd have fun
Yeah,
making that series again
they're
in
called,
Syndicate.
They're called what are they called? They're not called murder mysteries in Syndicate. They're called something else. And they're called like something crimes. I don't remember.
Yeah, okay. So if there's stuff like that, I could have a blast playing even if the story's not that enjoyable and everything's just kind of average. I know I could have like a blast making that series again.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it happened so naturally in Unity, and even though this time it's like planned, but at the same time, I've got other ideas that I can add to it and random shit, and who knows, could be other stuff in Syndicate side activity wise that could add more to it. So it's just, yeah, it's crazy.
I think
I don't know whether first time in since. Well, it's the first Assassin's Creed game I haven't pre-ordered before it's released, other than the first one.
yeah, that's the same for me. Although I probably will end up pre-ordering it, probably, just because I gotta get them videos out on the day. I gotta do it.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
I'm gonna have
No,
to. I'm dedicated. I can't help it.
I guess because Halo 5's coming out like 4 days before Assassin's Creed. Am I correct?
Fuck knows. I ain't sure of that
Yeah,
either.
something like that. One of them, or is it the other way around? One of them's coming out 4 days before the other one. Let's just say this: if Halo comes out first, then I probably won't get Assassin's Creed for like a week or two, because it's like, well, I'm not gonna go start playing Syndicate.
Yeah.
You know, will be playing Halo the entire time, and then there's what, Battlefront, Just Cause, Fallout.
Oh, there's so many
And
games.
do you want me to play Syndicate, Ubisoft? You want me to play Syndicate?
It doesn't stand out, does it? It's like that. Assassin's Creed used to be the game. Like I remember when Brotherhood was coming out, I was like, "Oh my fuck, this game is going to be the best thing in the world."
Yeah,
like,
didn't care about anything else.
It came like on top of everything. I can't remember playing anything else. I remember it was just for months straight. I was just playing Brotherhood. I fucking love that game. And now it's just like I don't even Syndicate. If my channel wasn't based on Assassin's Creed, I wouldn't be buying that game. I genuinely don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. And people are probably sitting there disappointed, or they're like just angry, like stop whining, stop complaining, just like it, because we want you to like it. Just fucking like it.
It's like you're clearly not a fan of Assassin's Creed if you don't want to get Syndicate. If you didn't like Unity, like how can you call yourself a fan? It's like I'm a fan of Assassin's Creed, and Unity didn't. It wasn't Assassin's Creed. Well, I mean, it was Assassin's Creed. It was Assassin's Creed Unity, but I mean, it didn't feel like Assassin's Creed. It wasn't the same thing. So it's like, I want a good Assassin's Creed game. So I am a fan of the series, just I'm not a fan of the games being bad.
Exactly right. And people are stupid, so I don't really care anyway. People say dumb shit all the time. YouTube comment sections are just proof that people can be just the dumbest cunts out there.
Yeah.
But most people, like, the great thing about, I think, both of our channels, I mean, my comment section's pretty much all positive, and everyone's super nice. But then there's those couple of cunts that just weasel their way in with, not a real fan, stop complaining, stop having an opinion that isn't mine, fuck you. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, someone actually commented on my video, and they said, if your opinion isn't good, then keep it to yourself. Or something like that. Like, what? If my opinion doesn't favour the game, I'm not allowed to give it. I have to keep that to myself. I'm only allowed to express my opinion if I like the game.
Yes, correct.
I do feel, like, partially, like I have definitely milked hating Assassin's Creed Unity. And I take pride in that.
I haven't noticed. I haven't noticed that. Don't know what you're talking about, man.
But it deserves
Did
it.
you break the disc? No, I don't think that wasn't you, was it? No, that wasn't you. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I mean, Ethan does the same. I think I'm probably worse at it. Every opportunity I get, I hate on Unity.
Yeah. I don't
But,
get
you
that
know.
as much, but
Ethan just sent me a picture on Twitter that Twitch have listed in their games section. Like, obviously you on Twitch, you pick what game you're playing, so it will pop up on the thing.
yeah.
They've got a game called Assassin's Creed Rising Phoenix. I don't know if you saw the there was like I don't know, it was like a leaked screenshot of it a while back, like before AC4 came out, and I guess everyone just assumed it was like a PS Vita game. It was like an image, I think it was of the Grand Temple, and it was of like people dragging Desmond's body out, and it had like Assassin's Creed Rising Phoenix at the top or something.
Yeah, I've seen that. Now, when you think fire is the symbol for a phoenix, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's in Fassbender's hood?
There's a flame. That is what there is there.
There is a
There
flame there.
is. There
What
is.
does this mean?
I don't know. There's also I just searched it now. There's the original leaked image, which was of. It's not what I thought it was. Well, I don't know. I can't tell anymore. It could be the Grand Temple. I'm not sure, but it's like two Abstergo guys. There's like this like room that's kind of got this blue light and stuff, and there's like at the end it kind of looks like this ball, which is like it looks like the pedestal that Desmond touched, basically. And then there's another image, and both of these images at the bottom left have Ubisoft Digital Arts, internal use only, do not duplicate or distribute. And there's this one, it's got Assassin's Creed Rising Phoenix, the logo like straight in the middle, and it's got kind of like this room, kind of looks like the hideout from AC2, and it's got like the the Erudito or whatever it is, those
Upside
logos.
down, a weird
Yeah.
Abstergo one.
Red
Yeah.
upside down Abstergo logos. They've got those on like the screens in the background. So honestly, I don't fucking know what it is, but we did see it a while ago, so I'm not sure. And I believe actually it was in Assassin's Creed 4. Like, when you wandered around and you could see those little like logos and stuff of different Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed games. I think it was in AC4.
Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah, I'm looking at the image now, and yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
Weird.
Genuinely no
Weird. Curious.
idea.
It's very strange. There's stuff there that's mysterious, but it's not like when we don't know whether it's going to relate to anything or not, it's hard to be interested or excited for it.
Yeah.
Whereas like we've got the Shroud of Eden theory. I guess we can go into that. The
Okay.
theory that Desmond could very well be resurrected in the next game.
That is genuinely a theory I've had since Assassin's Creed 3. I've always been talking
Really?
about it. Like, yeah, I mentioned it on my channel before, and I've mentioned it. Like, I don't know. I always like whenever I have these ideas, I kind of just like ramble on about them to my brother because he's the only person that will probably give a shit.
Yep.
But sometimes I do put them in videos, but sometimes I don't because I don't really have anything to go on. It's kind of like I always thought, like the Shroud is a thing. It's always been really cool. Like I always thought, Desmond's dead now, right? They could use the Shroud to bring him back. Like, what if Abstergo had it? What if you played in the modern day as another protagonist? You break into Abstergo or whatever, you steal the Shroud, and you use it to resurrect Desmond, and that's like the whole mission of the game. Like, would be to find a way to resurrect Desmond. Like, I always thought, like, why else? Why were like Sean and Rebecca infiltrating into Abstergo? Like, possibly to find out information about Desmond, like about Desmond's body and everything. Like, they were specifically targeting someone on the Sample 17 floor, which was all about Desmond. And they could have possibly found information about Desmond, like about where they're keeping his body, how they're storing his body, like what kind of condition it's in. And like, I don't know, I just always thought it makes sense to me. It always pointed towards possibly resurrecting Desmond, but just taking a while to get there. And after Unity, I kind of dropped the theory, and I was like, they're just, okay, fuck it, it doesn't matter anymore. But I don't know, after they reintroduced the Shroud with Syndicate, I mean, it's still definitely a possibility. But I don't know.
Well, see, I never put that together. Like once they killed Desmond, I just thought that was it. Like I thought it was possible for him to come back to life, but I didn't put the Shroud into it. Like I've known about the Shrouds in Project Legacy, but I didn't think that much of it. And once they said the Shrouds in Syndicate, I'm like, well, what? Like, why now is the Shroud? Why are they just introducing new bullshit like into console games? Like, I'm like, what are they doing? What's the point of the Shroud? And I'm like, hang on a second.
Yeah.
Could be, and then I kind of was like, oh shit, okay. I know what it does. Possibly resurrect, especially like with the technology Abstergo has, they could have Desmond's body in literally mint condition
Yeah.
because they want to keep his DNA intact as possible.
Yeah. Didn't they dissect him?
Did they? I don't know about that. They took blood from him.
I don't. I don't know. I don't remember.
Curious.
There's loads of different things. Like, I mean, I, I meant I wasn't concentrating, and I went to type in like Assassin's Creed like Abstergo dissecting Desmond, but I just typed in the word dissecting, and I just have loads of frogs now.
Oh Jesus! Could have been a lot worse than frogs, man.
Yeah, there's a couple of things like that point towards the whole Desmond thing, like that were never really answered. There's several things. There's one thing, right, Ubisoft, I need answers to one fucking thing, right, and that is in Brotherhood when Desmond goes into the sanctuary and he sees Ezio's ghost, and he's like, look, here's Ezio. He's like, he looks so old. He must have come back here way after the villa attack. Like, what the fuck was that? They never explained that. Revelations. Nothing happened.
I am of the opinion. I was with you on that as well for a while, but I'm of the opinion that he only went there to put the clues because he knew Desmond would come.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh my god! Obviously that's why it adds up at the end, but it doesn't really tell you that for you. Like you
No, it
kind of have
doesn't.
to work it out yourself. That makes so much more sense. Oh my god. There's one other
'Cause they
thing
didn't-
as well from Brotherhood, which is weird. When you're exploring the underground catacombs of the Sanctuary and like underneath Monterrey with Lucy, there's a couple of weird things that happen down there. You come across a door. There's like two ways you can go. You can go straight ahead, which is where the mission wants you to go, or there's these stairs that lead up to a door, and the door leads nowhere. And Desmond goes, "Wow, you would have thought this door would lead somewhere," and Lucy goes, "But it doesn't." And that's all that happens, and you have to just carry on with the mission. And I always found that weird.
You and Joe brought that up once before, like a year ago. Like maybe it was the first KillConnorClub.
It might have been.
And I was just like, probably just nothing. But then Ubisoft never does anything for no reason.
know,
Well,
it
not back
seems
then. They
so-
didn't do anything back then for no reason.
Like it seemed so like it had a point. Like they weren't I don't know. There's no way they were just pointing that out for no reason.
Gotta remember, man, the shroud was once buried under the Monterrey
Oh my god,
Villa.
yeah, of course it was.
Could have been the hiding
yeah.
place, maybe. Because the door could have been hiding
Pretty
something, because
cool.
it doesn't lead anywhere.
That is pretty
Am I right?
cool.
So,
That makes sense.
you know, it's just those little things that they'll never answer because it's a door. They're not going to go out of the way to answer it. I
Yeah.
don't think. So, I don't know.
Something else is what happened to Ezio left Altair's apple underneath Masyaf. Like
Yes. Yep.
is it still there?
Who knows? Probably. But
I
then,
mean, I'd
once
always
people have
love-
Ezio's memories...
Yeah, I'd love if you had to like because what happened to the apple after did Abstergo took the apple, right? It was in Desmond's bag and they took Desmond's bag, didn't they?
Yes.
So
yeah, they
Abstergo-
took this-
Abstergo
but didn't
has
he give the
Desmond's
apple to...
Ezio's
He,
apple.
I think he gave the apple to William or that before they left.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I'm not
they
sure.
didn't really explain where that apple went.
That was
But
Ezio's
as well-
apple.
I was sitting there thinking, is the shroud a part of bringing Juno to life? But then it's like, well, she's not a physical being yet.
Well,
She's just
See, Juno
computer-
always sends messages to the assassins, like the ancestors, to be like, "Hey, help me do this thing in the future." But no one's gonna trust Juno now. So like, I mean,
yeah.
like because Juno could contact Jacob and Evie and be like, "You need to find the shroud, like it's for the greater of mankind or whatever." And then they trust her, and then like it normally like Desmond would end up finding the shroud, like he did like with the apple and everything, and he'd end up like going to Juno, and then Juno would end up coming back to life and be like, "Oh shit!" But Desmond doesn't.
Well, maybe that's what the sages are for, because we're now against Juno, so the sages are the ones trying to get that stuff, and we're trying to stop her. So we might be trying to kind of intercept her messages to find out what she wants, so we can get it first, possibly.
Why would the Templars want the shroud? I mean, what?
I don't know. Resurrection's pretty impressive. keeping
Yeah.
people alive for longer than they should be. You know, that's a lot of power there for Sergo.
Yeah.
Sounds like a prime piece of equipment to have.
Hmm.
You know, so I don't know. It's weird to think about. Would they want to resurrect Desmond? I don't think so. Would it be the assassins trying to resurrect Desmond? I think so.
Yeah, I think
And
if the Templars
he's
found there was a way of the assassins possibly resurrecting not Juno, Desmond, I think they'd probably do everything to stop that from happening because he has all the abilities of like Ezio, Altair, Connor, and like he's got all this knowledge of the first civilization, everything. He's a big threat to like the Templars at this point if he was still alive.
true, but what's one man against the Templars of the modern day?
See, him taking them on alone isn't gonna work, but his knowledge and everything is extremely beneficial to the assassins. Like everything that he's learned through the Animus, through his ancestors, through Subject 16, is extremely useful. I mean, I made this video once a while back, and it's about a year ago now, about how at the end of Revelations when 16 like grabs you and he's like, "I'm saving you," and like throws Desmond away. And then Desmond wakes up and he's like, "I know what we need to do," and he has like that blue light on his arm that looks like Subject 16 like grabbed hold of Desmond. He like did this whole like blue light thing where it like kind of beamed to Desmond kind of thing, and then like he told him he was saving him, and then Desmond woke up. He had this blue light on his arm, similar. He like looked at it and he was like, "I know what we need to do," which I've always thought was 16 transferring knowledge to Desmond. So like being like
Yeah,
Subject 16's seen everything, so he knows what's happening. He knows what's going to happen, but he's helping Desmond to see. I always thought like the Animus Island, like the fact that it's collapsing is Desmond waking up. So I mean, I always thought because I think it's meant to look like Subject 16 is saying, "I'm saving you from the Animus collapsing," but the whole point was to find the Sync Nexus, wasn't it? And once he found the Sync Nexus, doesn't that mean that
then he could
Desmond's
wake up.
waking up? So isn't the Animus Island collapsing him waking up anyway? So why would he need to be saved from that? Maybe like Subject 16 was trying to save him from something else that he already knew was going to happen.
But Subject 16 had to complete the loop over and over and over again to keep it all together, didn't he?
What do you mean?
So it wasn't 16 because in the DLC 16's doing that loop, and he's kind of got to keep
Yeah.
doing it, and it's almost like his job's almost to keep it all together.
Yeah.
So for some reason, whether he completed it or failed it or whatever, he's trying to get him out. Maybe I don't know because I wasn't really that concerned with that. I didn't think about it too much. Like I did think 16 was passing on some sort of message or knowledge, but I was just thinking because there's still a huge question out there. And it's from 16 because I'm like, what's left from 16 when he dropped in the most confusing 16 message that ever happened was in Brotherhood.
Yeah, the truth from that was weird.
That truth was fucked. It goes on because the first one was just showing us in Assassin's Creed 2 was Adam and Eve, and it's
Yeah.
like okay, whatever. You know, we now understand who the first Civ are because imagine the glitch before you saw the end of Assassin's Creed 2, you're like, what the fuck are those weird aliens and what's that city and who are those naked people?
Yeah.
You know, whereas now we just know that was just showing us the message of, oh, that's the origin of the pieces of Eden and the first civs and everything.
Yeah.
Whereas in Brotherhood, we have him talking about the sun, your son, and he's kind of getting confused. And we
Yeah.
know, obviously, that's the sun going to destroy the world. But then he goes, find Eve, the key, her DNA.
Yeah, it's weird, but the thing is, they never drop
And even in
that.
Unity, Dead King's DLC, take it to the Lady Eve. Is Eve just the nickname for Juno, and the sage is Adam?
Jesus, I don't know because weren't like Adam and Eve were the first humans to ever have their DNA combined with the first Civ. So that's like Desmond is a descendant. Like there's a lot of descendants in the modern day of Adam and Eve who were the first to have that first Civ DNA, which is where the whole Eagle Vision thing comes from because Desmond has that DNA. Like they explained it first that it was something to do with the bleeding effect, but then they were like, no, he already had that. Like that was something he had. Also, the thing about the sun, like he was like, the sun, your son. Darby McDevitt, the fucking troll that he is, tweeted and said, "Can people stop talking about this? It was just a typo." Apparently.
I hate him. It's so
I know.
not. That's so not a typo. That's
I
such a
know.
troll.
It annoyed me so much. I was like, no, you can't just fucking say that.
Yeah, I think it was just the whole point of it was the confusion was the um yeah, it was just a whole lot of the whole lot of bullshit. But oh god, it's just there's so the Eve stuff's annoying me now
I
because it's
know.
the box isn't annoying me anymore because now I know what it is and I understand it. I'm not struggling with what the fuck the box is. I'm curious as to know what Ezio knew about the box and why he thought it was important when, Xiao Yun didn't know what to do with it and to her it was empty and the Templar told her it was incomplete. Whereas
Hmm.
Ezio knew it was
Ezio
important.
knew something.
But maybe he just thought it was like that's the thing because Xiao Yun I think thought it was an empty box and that was the whole thing. Ezio gave her an empty box
Yeah.
to realize, give her some sort of message that if you lose your way, open it. Whereas if you lose your way, it's like, well, you've got nothing. It's just you. I don't know, some sort of message. But then the box pops up again, and someone said to me, well, they're not the same box that in Rogue as in that Ezio had, and I'm like,
It is the
yeah,
same
it
box.
is the same box. It's the same box. They've changed the design in Rogue, but it's the same box that Adewale got in Freedom Cry, which
Yeah.
is the exact same design as Ezio's box. Like we know that's the box, and the box is important.
The box is definitely
But
important. And like I made that video about how Ezio got the
yeah, it's in
box
France. Yeah, of
was
course.
yeah, probably from Leonardo da Vinci because like, the whole Joan of Arc had the sword and the sword definitely goes in hand with the box because of the whole electricity thing. That's the only way they could have activated it before electricity was invented would be with the sword.
Yeah,
And since Joan of Arc had the sword, and she had the box. Maybe she was trying to separate the two, and she left the box in Ambroise. Leonardo had the box, could have studied the box, gave it to Ezio. Um, just since it is like first Civ technology, like it seemed right to leave it with Ezio, but no idea why Ezio learned from it.
because Ezio knows where lots of pieces of Eden are. That's a funny thing. He knows where they are, how to get
Yeah,
to them. So if he really wanted to learn about the box, he easily could have gone to under Rome into the temple, and collected the
yeah,
pieces of Eden just to see, and then left it there again. Like,
yeah.
but then it's like I've learnt enough for one life. But I really think there was a 10-year gap, and I feel like he did more than just raise kids and have a grape farm. You know what I mean?
There's got to be something that he did in that time, something to benefit the assassins in the future. Like he wouldn't have just left without making sure that he knew where the assassins were going and like what they were doing. Like he was wiser than that to just leave. So I don't know. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Like,
Yeah. There's still a lot. There really is. And the Eve one's the confusing one to me at the moment because the Lady Eve is a person, apparently. The key is her DNA.
yeah,
The DNA, and we know 16 had a lot of involvement with Juno. He killed himself and put himself in the Animus because Juno asked him to for Desmond.
yeah.
So him talking about find Eve, the key's her DNA is as in the key to yours, and he's talking about the sun. The key to
Maybe
save the world is
Juno's DNA is directly linked to Eve. Maybe it was specifically Juno's DNA that was implanted into Eve, and whoever is a descendant still has that same DNA, and that's the only because Juno's been trying to get into a body. Maybe she can only enter the body of the descendant of Eve because it's the same DNA.
so is that like maybe it's the sage's daughter, the sage which was a human, and Juno because yeah, the sage was a human, always a human. Juno was with a
Yeah,
human. Maybe their daughter was Eve.
maybe that's a possibility.
And the key's her find Eve, the key's her DNA and he's talking about the sun and everything and he's getting all confused. Maybe the whole point and in the end, it was Juno that saved the world from the sun's destruction. So was he just talking about the key was finding Juno?
Maybe the key, her DNA. But then in Liberation, at the end, they talk
The
about
key
Eve.
oh fucking fuck.
What?
Oh, I've got goosebumps, man. Got goosebumps now. So When we keep thinking, because I'm sitting there thinking, I'm trying to pay attention to his grammar, and he's going, the key, pause, her DNA.
Okay.
He's not saying, that's separate, that's a separate sentence.
Oh, okay.
The key, separate sentence, her DNA. The
Two
key,
things.
he had to
Two
get
different
the key.
things.
Two separate things, man.
Oh.
The key, he had to find a key to the temple. Remember? Connor had the key.
Okay.
So the key, find Eve, the key, her DNA. That's three separate things.
He actually says
separate.
He says find Eve in Eden. The key, her DNA.
Oh, goosebumps, man! That scene from Brotherhood, man, gives me goosebumps still to this day.
It's
because
so weird. It creeped me out when I first saw that scene. Like, it left me like, whoa, I don't want to move. Like, it was weird.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So it's I've got it on mute, but I'm just kind of because the subtitles are on there.
Yeah.
I just want to see. I'm going to read out at the moment the whole truth thing.
Is there a transcript we can get?
Yeah, I'll read out the transcript now. So Desmond goes through the truth thing, and then he finds 16. Compiling subsystems, infrastructure, tendons, heart. So he's the analyst is constructing 16. Subject 16, yes. Subject 17. So that's 16 talking to Desmond. You're dead. I saw your blood. No time. It's far too late. It's far later than you know. Too late to save them.
I'm sure I did like an analyzing of this.
Maybe.
I feel like
Too late to save who? She is not who you think she is. Everything you hope to become, everything you hold dear, it's already gone. So obviously he's talking about Lucy, because he knows the truth about Lucy. Everything you hope to become, everything you hold dear, it's already gone. Well, that could include Juno as well, because it's going to kill Desmond.
Yeah,
Everything you hope to become, everything you hold dear.
16 knew that Desmond was going to die, and he also knew when he said at the beginning, wait, what was the first bit that he says? The bit about
she is not who you think she is.
The bit before that.
It's
It's far later than you know. That bit.
Yeah.
I feel like he knows what's happened. He's not talking about the thing that happened to the first Civ. I think he's talking about what's going to happen in 2012 and the end of the world there. He's like, it's far later than you know, and it's too late to save them. As in, it's too late to save, like the world. Like it's gonna happen. Like there's nothing Desmond can do. Saying that he, everything that he hopes to become, like it's already gone. So he's not gonna he's gonna die. He knows he's gonna die. He knows like everything that's happening with Lucy. But I don't know what happens next.
But kind of like I get what you're saying, but then what? Like, but if he knows he's gonna die and all that shit, like, but he does save the world. It's not too late.
Yeah.
So what's he talking about? So he goes on from there. So it's like
maybe talking about Juno.
Everything you hold dear, it's already gone. I think it's Juno, or it's Lucy, or it's both, because it could be separate things.
He's talking about something we don't even know about yet.
Okay. So these are 4 sentences, 4 different complete sentences, and I've never properly looked at it like this. I've always looked at it as one idea. Like, this is what I thought was one sentence. He goes, because I just thought, oh, he's confused. He goes, Eden, she in Eden, find Eve, the key, her DNA. Where it's 4 things. He goes, Eden, stop. She, ... in Eden, stop. So she in Eden,
Okay.
Find Eve, stop. The key, stop. Her DNA, stop.
Okay.
So, Eden, what do you describe? Is Eden one of the temples? Is Eden the Grand Temple?
Eden must be the Grand Temple. I mean, what was Eden in? Because they call it like the Apple of Eden. Like, was Eden the world
That
before the first Civ like fell? Was that like what they called it? Was that Eden?
Maybe, or maybe the Eden was that place we saw Adam and Eve, and all those people constructing the piece of Eden or whatever. That's what they were doing, weren't they?
Yeah.
that place. You know, that could be Eden. And then it goes find Eve, which we know there's the Lady Eve, which I am under the impression that it's Juno or very heavily related to Juno.
Yeah.
The key, which could be describing the key to the Grand Temple, which is what pretty much the whole story of Assassin's Creed 3 is Desmond trying to find where that key's buried.
Yeah.
Her DNA. Eve's DNA, Eve's blood.
What if that's something to do with... See, I always thought, like, the whole Evie thing from Syndicate. She's trying to find the Shroud. Her story is kind of more tied to the Pieces of Eden and stuff. If Juno... I mean, if Subject 16 is helping Desmond, and Evie is looking for the Shroud, if that message could be seen by the rest of the Assassins, then they could interpret that as, like, they need to go through Evie's DNA. Like, I mean, it's obviously completely ridiculous, but, I mean, Evie's DNA is clearly helping, if they can find the Shroud, it can clearly help Desmond. So, I mean, I don't know, it seems completely unlinked. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
I don't know.
Like, the first comment is, the more I try to understand these games, the more it fucks up my mind. It's hard to break down, because maybe it is, again, one sentence. The key is her DNA, is Eve's DNA. She in Eden. She in Eden.
She.
Who is Eve in Eden? She in Eden, the key, her DNA. Is it describing an event? So that's in one time, in Eden, the key was her DNA.
Maybe Eden's a time, like in the Italian Renaissance, like in Eden, is like an era.
Maybe in Eden, find Eve. In Eden, you find Eve.
Okay.
In Eden, you find Eve, the key, her DNA.
What if when he says her DNA, he's not talking about Eve? What if he means Eve in Eden? Eve. What if Eve's a thing? Eve's like a
place.
A place, yeah.
But then I would have agreed with you until we give it to the Lady Eve in the end of Dead Kings in Assassin's Creed Unity.
What if Eve is a temple? If the Lady Eve is like is a thing, like it's not actually a person. Like it's just what they say. I don't know.
What do you like a code word?
Maybe. No, like that's what they call it. Like you know the Grand Temple is called the Grand Temple. What if there's a temple that's called the Lady Eve? Like that's what they call it.
Yeah, that's a bit. Maybe if it was just Eve, I'd buy that. But
Yeah.
the Lady Eve is
Maybe.
hard to kind of put one on the key. Her DNA. I mean, that you could piece that together as separate sentences, like the key being what Connor found, or it could be all the key is her DNA. Like we could spend hours trying to debate that one, line of dialogue. Hours, one line of dialogue. That's the difference between the Ezio. Anyone wants to know the difference between the Ezio trilogy games and the new games? Is that we could spend hours debating a line of dialogue in this, whereas I couldn't spend an hour talking about the new games.
An hour talking about the new games in total.
So he goes. Desmond says, "Tell me, I cannot. The sun, your sun, too weak. Must replenish energy."
And then he says, "Find me in the darkness," obviously meaning the black room, the dark room.
The dark. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
From Revelations.
So we know the sun bit already. So that's 2012. Too weak. Must replenish energy. So he was cutting himself. So either he's talking about himself, or maybe he's talking about the sun is too weak. Must replenish. I don't know. It's probably just him. He's too weak. Must replenish energy. He's like, "Don't go. I am with you until the end. Find me in the darkness."
I am with you till the end.
Find me in the darkness. Oh, that's creepy.
At the end of Revelations, when 16 grabs Desmond, he transfers the stuff onto him, says, "I'm saving you." Maybe he talked about a lot during Revelations about, like, hey, what if I came with you? Like, and Desmond was like, "No, I'm not having you inside my head." but then 16 saying, I'm with you till the end. So, what if 16 was with Desmond right until he died?
That's a good point, and
Because
also you
16
got
is
to
just
think
the
about
mind
that's
at
also.
this
I think
point.
that was also setting up 16 being able to say, I can leave this with your body, is also hinting at the fact that Desmond was always supposed to come back to life. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That it's knowing that Desmond's brain's in the Animus from these hints
Yeah.
in Chronicles China and in Unity from Juno's thing, and
Yeah.
then you have the whole thing. We can heal his body. We just need to get his brain back in, and then maybe he can properly be revived.
There are so many hints to it. So many fucking hints. And, like, the fact that Ubisoft is so adamant about Desmond is dead. Like, I don't know. It kind of puts me off the theory of Desmond coming back. But they would say that, wouldn't they? If they were going to bring him back, they wouldn't say, yeah, he's come back. Like, he could come back. They'd just be like, no, he's dead. They'd want you to think he's dead, surely.
Yeah, I agree. I'm so shocked that they told us about the Shroud of Eden before the game came out.
Yeah. That is,
That's what
yeah.
I'm shocked about. I'm just like, super weird that they told us about Pieces of Eden that the game's about and things like that.
That might mean that there's way more in the game. Like, if they're going to tell us about Pieces of Eden, then that might mean that that's not the main point of the game. Like, there's way more stuff that they're not telling us about. Because, like, they don't tell us about, like, in Assassin's Creed 2 or in Assassin's Creed 1 or whatever, they don't go, oh, the main point of the game is, like, to find the apple. Then when you play the game, it's like, oh, well, there's this apple thing. But, like, if in Phoenix? What the hell? I've just got a Rising Phoenix image, that's why I said that. In Syndicate, they tell us that the shroud is in and everything, but that could mean that there's way more to the game than just the shroud. Like, the whole modern day, I just hope it's complex. I just want something to make me go, wow, what the fuck? Like, that ending of AC2, where Minerva says all that stuff to Ezio, and then she's like, the rest is up to you, Desmond, and it's like, I was just sitting there like, what the fuck? Oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then, like, it's like, holy shit. Jesus Christ, it doesn't even give you time to think about it before it just puts you straight back into the game when you're playing as Desmond, and then they tell you stuff about the sun, and it's like, whoa, just whoa. Like, really, just so much information at once.
Yeah. I've got here some of the transcripts from Subject 16 in Revelations.
Okay.
And he goes, it could work just for a while, until I find a way out. Another body, maybe. Or, I don't know.
Yeah.
So he's not really that adamant. Like, I think he knows he can leave.
Yeah.
He's like, I just don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah,
So
he
he's
says
obviously mental.
His body's, like, gone now. Like,
Yeah. And he goes, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. No, I guess I had my chance and I wasted it.
yeah.
He wasted it.
He asks Desmond if he regrets anything. He says, do you regret anything, Desmond? Like, do you regret running away, finding a shitty job, and all that stuff? And like, Desmond says how he regrets that, and how he regrets, like, things with Lucy. Maybe it could have been different. And then Subject 16 is like, thanks for making sense, and then he just disappears. Like,
Yeah.
that's what that's about.
Yeah. It's all just kind of a choice. Yeah, I want to know if you regret anything, blah, 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 blah. And Lucy, maybe things could have been different. I don't know. Yeah, like you said. He's like, thank you for making sense. Yeah, that's it. And then after that, he's just talking about saving him. And then it's the great line is, what is a man but the sum of his memories, the tales the stories we live, the tales we tell ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great line.
I love that bit. I mean, I never really thought about the line. It's kind of just like, that is a really cool line. But what if he's trying to say something? I don't know. Just kind of reading into everything possible here.
Well, I see it as, like, we're living these memories and shit, and it's what it makes a person up than these memories, than that brain.
Yeah.
The body doesn't matter. And I guess that's, to him, he's still alive, even though he doesn't have a body. He has the mind, he has the brain, he has the memories.
Yeah.
So to him, he still sees himself as alive, and he wants to find a way out so he can live in another body. I'm saving you, idiot. Go, go, go.
I wonder if Subject 16, throughout Revelations, like how he was asking Desmond all these questions, it kind of seems like he's trying to get a sense of Desmond's worth, like whether he's worth saving. Like, Maybe 16 had a plan, but he wasn't sure whether to use it, whether he was sure it was right, and whether Desmond would be worth saving.
Yeah, well, exactly. When he killed himself for this guy, he wants to know,
Yeah.
was it worth it? And he's got this guy that threw all this stuff away, and he's like, "Do you regret that?" That because to him, he might have hated that he's done that, but when he says he regrets it, he's like, "Okay, this guy's learning from his shit." So there's, some of it's not all mystery, but more of just character development, and just kind of
One thing I
see
found
all that
weird
type of shit.
about Revelations is completely off topic, but when Desmond first ends up on Animus Island right at the beginning of the game, he walks around a corner, 16 appears on a rock, and he's like 16, and it's completely normal, because the last thing you see from 16, all you've known is 16 painted rooms with his blood. He then ended up in the Animus, giving Desmond all these creepy secrets. He then tells him about the sun and his son and all that shit, and then disappears into like the darkness, and then all of a sudden he's there, like Desmond's known him his whole life. He's like, oh hey, 16, like it's just normal.
Yeah, I guess
I always
it
feel
might
like I
have been.
missed something
Yeah,
between Brotherhood and Revelations when he saw 16.
but but think about it this way: when you got a person that shows up in the Animus, and you've got a guy that says, "Find me in the darkness," and he's in this weird place, and he goes 16, but then he's like, "Oh fuck, I'm still in the Animus." Straight after that.
Yeah.
So he didn't even know he was in the Animus, but he sees 16 and he's not even surprised.
Yeah, it's kind of like I
That's
just felt
that
like
is
it was
pretty fun.
just kind
That
of
is pretty fucking
normal.
weird. Yeah, I think it might have just been weird writing or strangely put together. Lots of odd things, for sure.
For sure.
Oh, for sure, Texas as Cowboy.
Confirmed. Next Assassin's Creed game.
Assassin's Creed Initiates Missing File Subject 16 story. Okay, I don't. I'm just because I've just put into YouTube Subject 16. I've just got all these crazy videos coming up, and I'm not sure how important they are.
I just wish something would be addressed. Just something would happen. Like we've had, like Assassin's Creed 4, Rogue, Unity, Chronicles, China. Even though they've got those weird numbers all over the place, which I don't get.
They add up to 17, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think
they all
the
the
12
digits add up to
digits.
17, and
Yeah.
if it's like 3 sets of 4 digits, and if you multiply those together, you get 12, which is the normal amount of sequences in an Assassin's Creed game. Although that seems irrelevant to me.
Yeah, true.
Like I find the whole I guess adding them up and getting 17 is kind of that's kind of cool. But I feel like there's more to it. Like, why are the digits in that order? And, like, why are they set like that? Why are they there, like, just to add up to make 17? It seems too simple.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's more to it. But I don't know what.
Yeah. The subject is, in retrospective, the Subject 16 explanation in Brotherhood does set up a lot of, Lucy being a traitor, the Black Room in Revelations, that's where Desmond will find him.
Yeah.
There's a key, her DNA to save the world from the sun. Like, most of it makes sense other than Eden, she and Eden find Eve.
Yeah, the only thing that hasn't been sort of addressed is the Eve thing.
Yeah, unless Eve is just Juno and Eden is the Grand Temple. And that's making things fit because I want them to.
Maybe, but they still talked about Eve in Liberation and in Unity's DLC as well.
They did in Liberations, didn't they? What did they say in Liberations about
At
Eve?
the very end, Aveline puts the disc together, like this first Civ disc thing, and these projections come out, and they're like, Eve will guide us into the new something will guide us through the dawn of ages. Hang on. Let me Liberation ending script. Let me see if I can find it. Let's try AC Liberation. Liberation ending script.
Yeah, that so. In Unity, it's the Templars that talked about the Lady Eve at the end too. So do the Templars know about Eve then?
I don't know.
And why is... Because the first time we saw Eve, we've seen Eve. Eve was in the Assassin's Creed 2 fire. We saw Adam and Eve. Even though we never hear them say Eve, it's only Adam, right? Or does he say Eve in it?
Oh yeah, she says Adam. No, she says Adam. He says Eve, and then it ends.
Okay, so we know that's Eve.
Yeah.
We are 100% sure that we've got Eve, and she can free run. And we see. Hang on, I'm going to stop it here because I'm watching the truth file.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to, when we see them look through that window and we see them construct, like the first Civ gods controlling people
Yeah.
with the apple. I'm trying to just figure out which first Civ that is. Doesn't really. It's kind of just weird. Yeah, it's you can't really tell. It's just a kind of silhouette. And Eden's like got them.
Wait, one moment. Here is the ending.
Yep.
Here's the when you because what happens is at the end of Liberation, like throughout Liberation, you have these like e-citizens who you have to kill to get the proper ending, because obviously the game's manufactured by Abstergo and they hide things from you. So like things that actually happened, and you have to kill these Citizen E, which is like Erudito, whatever, how the fuck you pronounce that? Hacking into like Abstergo and giving you the truth behind what happened. And at the end, Aveline joins her stepmother and becomes a Templar. And then you kill the Citizen E after you've tracked it down, and then she ends up killing her stepmother, and then that's when she puts the disc together. And the first voice says, "Evil lead us through the war of generations." And then the second person says, "There will be great sacrifice, great sorrow to end the enslavement of the human race." Then voice 1 says, now is the time to claim our freedom. Are you with us?" And the voice 1 sounds just like Juno. And voice 2 says, "I am." And both of them say, "Eve will lead us." But voice 1, it sounds just like Juno. Like, the voice is really similar.
That's fucking weird.
And I don't know what they're talking about. Eve will lead us through the war of generations.
So obviously it goes for a long time. Lead us through the Assassins vs Templars?
Maybe.
That's a war of generations.
There will be great sacrifice, great sorrow to end the enslavement of the human race. Well, I guess they mean the war against the first civilization. To end, because the first civ basically enslaved the humans, didn't they?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, they basically did. So there's oh god.
Jesus.
So Juno's obviously related in some way to this Eve situation. I'm sure of that.
And Juno's going to be back in Syndicate. The voice actor who plays Juno said that she is reprising her role in Syndicate. So
yep, okay.
That's the thing.
So yeah, so we know Juno will be in it, which sweet. How long she'll be in it, who knows? Could be
at least she'll be in it.
Yeah, true.
Unity.
True. And I think it's hard to think about this because I'm just so mind fucked right now. And I can't believe I'm mind fucked about Assassin's Creed right now.
I know.
Didn't think that would happen again.
They could just... There's so many things that are, like, set apart from each other that seem set apart, and they seem pointless on their own. But if they could bring them all together in Syndicate, it would make all the games since AC3 feel worth more than they are right now.
Yeah. If they link together, even if they don't, as long as from now on they do, if that makes sense. Yeah. I just want them to start fresh. Hopefully next year will be that, and this year can give us something modern day wise. I do want to see, even though I get people are saying how cheap it is that they're just going to revive Desmond because they realise they fucked up.
Yeah.
And I agree that that's a cheap thing to do. I don't disagree at all.
Yeah.
But at the same time, pretty happy if they brought back Desmond. So there's something going on.
Especially if they did it well. And also the fact that they've been... it has been hinted at for a while. So even before Desmond died, it was still kind of hinted at, and it was like set up so it could happen if they needed to. So it's not like they're just making excuses to do it now. It's kind of like there has been a setup for it previously.
Yeah, yeah, true. And I'm going now to read the transcript of the end of Brotherhood because I just realised another interesting conversation is
Oh, the
Juno,
yeah.
the Juno when she talks to Desmond.
Oh, that's got yeah. She's like only
when-
one will accompany through the gate. She lies not within our sight.
Yeah, so your DNA communes with the apple. You have activated it. He goes, "Let me go." On the 72nd day before the moment of awakening, so her awakening, you birthed from our loins and the loins of our enemies, so her loins and the humans, the end and the beginning. Yeah, so
Reminds me of that thing from Fallout, the Alpha and Omega thing, Revelation.
yeah,
That Bible verse thing.
who we abhor and honor, the final journey commences. Okay, so like this was all making sense in retrospect now. At the time, it was like, what the fuck's she talking about?
Yeah.
Now we know this is the beginning of, him realizing the final journey of Ezio and Desmond and everything. There is one who would accompany you through the gate. She lies not within our sight. The cross darkens the horizon. So that makes sense too.
Yeah.
There is one who would accompany you, which is Lucy. She lies not within the sight of Juno. The cross darkens the horizon, the cross being the symbol of the Templars, because Lucy is, in fact, a Templar. So that makes all the sense. The path must be opened, so she must die, pretty much. You cannot escape your part in this. The scales shall be balanced.
Jesus, what does that mean?
I'm not really sure. Like, trying to make everything work like the way Juno wants it to work, I guess, is one way to put it. You know very little, we must guide you. It's all just riddles that make most of it make sense. Now, I haven't come across anything as of yet in this transcript that comes across as super crazy. Up until when Desmond stands there for a bit and it's just like, oh, should I do it? And then he stabs her. But then it's Juno says a whole bunch of crazy shit. It is done. The way lies all before you. Yep, of course. Only she remained. Only she remains to be found.
Yeah, that's the thing.
What
See,
does
I
that
think,
mean?
So when she says there is one who would accompany you through the gate, she lies not within our sight, and then she says the cross darkens the horizon. I think what it means is there is someone out there who she's saying she remains to be found. There is still someone out there who would accompany Desmond through the gate, whatever that means. She lies not within our sight, meaning she's not there at this precise moment, because the cross darkens the horizon. I think that means that the cross, I think, in that scenario means Lucy, and I think it means Lucy is stopping Desmond from achieving, like, what he's meant to do, because he's so, like, I guess, like, I don't know, like, he likes Lucy, like, you can see that's a thing, and the fact that he likes Lucy is stopping Desmond from finding this other female person who's meant to help the first Civ in some kind of way, and they've still got to find her. So how she says only she remains to be found is this person that I think she was talking about before when she was saying, like, she would accompany Desmond.
But
I
then
don't know.
she doesn't ever bring her up again.
I know.
Juno just gets Desmond to do what she wants him to do,
Only she
and that's it. He dies. End of story. She goes off to go try to revive herself in terms of her body, and she's set free. What does it mean? The way lies all before you. Only she remains to be found. But all that he had left to do was find the key.
Only she remains to be found.
Awaken the sixth. Go alone. Awaken the sixth. I've always considered to be the sixth sense that she was talking about.
Actually, she's talking about the sixth method of salvation in the Grand Temple, because that's the one that she wants Desmond to awaken, which is the one that she's trapped inside.
Okay, that makes sense. Because to me, I thought of that during the build-up to Revelations.
Yeah, I
since
thought that
we
as well.
heard about it was all of a sudden called Eagle's Sense, and the whole time Desmond's doing that puzzle, she's talking about a sixth sense.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
we all considered to be eagle vision. And then when they called eagle vision, eagle sense in Revelations, I'm like, okay, so he's got to awaken the sixth sense, is what
Yeah.
I thought. But
I did
sixth
too.
method of salvation makes sense
But
as well.
When Assassin's Creed 3 happened, I was like, well, this makes way more sense. Like, she wants him to awaken the sixth so she can be awakened. Like, that's the point. Like, that made more sense at
Yeah,
that point.
the only thing in that whole thing that still doesn't make sense is only she remains to be found.
I know. Like, I mean, it fits with Eve stuff. Everyone's saying to find Eve. Even Juno's saying to find, like, only she remains to be found. If she's talking about Eve, then even Juno's saying they need to find Eve. So, like, what is the importance of Eve to everyone? Like,
I think she's the complementary character to Desmond.
yeah, that's
There's
what I always
Desmond
thought.
and then there's Eve. Desmond could be the Adam
Yeah.
side of it, and then there's the Eve side of it.
Maybe
You
the
know what I mean?
DNA, the DNA is two halves of a whole. So Desmond is the purest descendant of that DNA on the Adam side, and then the Eve
Maybe.
person is the purest descendant of the DNA on the Eve side, and they need both of the sets of DNA to come together.
But they had kids together, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
Because all their descendants are related. It's only their parents that should be different, which is, if I'm right, that it's the Sage and Juno. It's really just one, Adam's the only one that doesn't have Juno's DNA.
hold
Everyone
on.
else after them does.
Desmond's not a descendant of. Wait, because it wasn't the one who relived Adam's memories was Subject 16.
Did he?
Yeah, because it was one of his recordings from one of his sessions, wasn't it? The Truth from Assassin's Creed 2. It was one of Subject 16's sessions in the Animus.
Was it Adam?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, really?
Because it was following
So
them too. So I mean, it must have been one
the,
of them.
well, they've talked about what's the importance of the sages. Ahsoka wants the sages because their DNA can go back really far.
Yeah.
So maybe a sage is related to Eve. How far back can that DNA go? They can really get a clear image of Eve, maybe. And when you also consider the key being her DNA, could it be reliving her DNA?
Maybe not. Maybe it's something to do literally with her DNA. Like her DNA might be the DNA that they need.
Fuck, we could honestly go on about this for hours.
Fucking could.
For hours.
I just hope you guys just flood the comments with your theories because you guys have some great ideas sometimes. Some people just type things sometimes that makes me realize, and I'm just kind of oh shit, yeah, that makes perfect sense, and then it kind of triggers something else, and that's always helpful. But I don't know. I think,
Then there's the few people that comment theories that make no sense at all, and I'm struggling to even discover how the fuck they thought of that.
you
And then there's
know,
people out there that love to tell us how bad our theories are. I'm listening to that, and then I listen to their theories. I'm like, you wait, you think our theory does make sense? What the fuck are you talking about? But most of them, interesting.
I don't know what. There's not much more we can say. Like we can speculate all day, but there's nothing we can necessarily think. Yeah, that makes sense. That can be that's a solid theory until we've played Syndicate. I don't think there's anything else.
Yeah, I just feel like there is a way to figure this out and have a strong theory. We're just not smart enough to do it.
I know it's like those numbers from Chronicles. Like when does Russia come out? Or whatever the other one is, India.
Don't know. I haven't even played China yet.
No, it's there. It doesn't matter. Just don't need to. It's just a bit of fun. Other than those,
I
those
paid for it,
numbers.
bought it, didn't play it.
So you've got it. You just haven't played it.
Yeah, I've deleted the download because I need space for new games.
Yeah,
I'm
it's,
like,
the only thing in it is those numbers. I only found one set of numbers in the game, but Dr. Ordle found all the others, or he's the one that told me about all the others. So that's where all those came from. But I only found one set while I was playing the game, and I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. I should try and find the rest, and then I just never did.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting set of numbers.
I wish there was someone that was good at decoding things, because I feel like it's more than just them all adding up to 17. I feel like that's a coincidence. Like, it was made on purpose, but it was also a coincidence. The real thing behind it is something else, but we don't know. I mean, you can't decode it unless you know what it's coded from, because it's just random numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking interesting. There's a lot that could happen. I feel like Desmond, at this point now, I'm convinced Desmond's coming back, and now I'm like, he needs to come back.
I know.
Because there's so much he really hasn't finished. This Juno situation, this Eve situation that he seems to be a part of. Even the 16 stuff.
I know.
And 16's still around. You know what I mean? He's not gone.
Yeah. I just don't know, like, because Ubisoft could, like, see, we've come up with all these theories, but Ubisoft could just come out with the game and it's got nothing to do with anything. And it's just there. Just, I don't know. Like, I mean, they are...
Oh, good chance of that.
All of the like devs and everything, they all seem really excited about the modern day, like genuinely excited about the modern day. Like, it doesn't look like they're just saying, oh yeah, it's this great new thing, like they did, like Alex Amancio was saying, like, bullshitting about with Assassin's Creed Unity. Like Mark Alexis, whatever his name is, he genuinely seems excited about the modern day. Like,
yeah, but he's also trying to sell a game, because he's also like putting on a smile because he realizes the guy that had his job before him last year is no longer with the company. So there is that situation too.
But see, if they do want to do better than Unity did, they know what they need to do, and
they know what they need to do when they started developing a new game, not a game they'd almost finished.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's the thing. There's still a few other things. I remember Greatfall.
Wow.
There's always all these random weird Assassin's Creed not theories. Well, theories, but also weird titles and code names.
There was a game that was confirmed to be cancelled. The Assassin's Creed game is cancelled now, but it was set to be released 2016 apparently. And it was set during the American Civil War. I forget what it was called.
Really?
Yeah. It was like something to do with they ended up not releasing it, or like not continuing with it, because it was like...
Did you realize how terrible it was?
Yeah, maybe, but also because it was like the time period wasn't acceptable or something, like people wouldn't allow it, I don't know, something like that. Like, they just didn't want it to be a thing.
Yeah, makes sense. Stupid setting.
Yeah.
Glad they did that.
So, but that was a thing.
You want to talk about something that would have killed it if they announced Civil War next year. There's no way I'm playing Assassin's Creed ever again.
There's so many more amazing settings in the past than in recent history. Like, there's
modern history is the worst history.
It's the most boring, because we know the most about this history, so it's most fun to revisit times that we don't know much about. Like the Third Crusade, like that was amazing. Like, we know bits, but being able to explore like that world, like all the different cities and stuff, and the stuff that happened, like, it felt so cool to be in a place that wasn't really explored by games or by media. It was just really cool.
Exactly, and you want to put in your own imagination to the story as well, and everything like that. It's just everything. Sorry, I'm just yawning.
It's like with Syndicate as well, you've got the rope launcher. And, like, that obviously wasn't, like, hanging about in Victorian London, was it? That's a load of bullshit. Like, I don't even think you can have those things now, can you? Like, that's a bit ridiculous.
No. Well, considering they can pull out a rope launcher that's 100 meters long, fly across the map, also turn invisible, and have electric bombs that doesn't affect them and kills everybody else.
Apparently, Evie's invisibility is just an indication to the player that she's really well hidden.
Well, of course it is.
Still ridiculous, but
it's just. But one thing you gotta remember, man, you can't have a hood on because it's too unrealistic.
But she's a chameleon. She just changes depending on the environment.
There is magic electric bombs that won't hurt Evie, but will hurt everybody else, and she can harness a rope to hit the exact mark she wants it to hit instantly 100 meters away, that slides her along the map, which automatically retracts into a small area on her small wrist.
Let's be honest, right? If these things were in an older Assassin's Creed game, we wouldn't be picking them out.
No,
Like,
not true. Are you
especially, like,
kidding? Rope launchers?
okay, the rope launcher, right? Yeah, but the electric bombs, like,
Yeah, that's some bullshit. I 100% would be calling that out.
but the smoke bombs don't affect Ezio.
Yeah, but he's got, you understand eagle vision and everything.
Yeah, but no, but he doesn't like, doesn't choke him or anything.
Yeah, but that's a difference when you're prepared to get smoke, because let's say he'd cover his, he wouldn't breathe it in. He's like, I'm throwing a smoke bomb, I'm not going to breathe for the next 10 seconds. Whereas the other guys aren't expecting it. They're choking, they're breathing it in.
Oh,
Whereas this is electricity.
Okay.
This is electricity.
Okay, it makes sense. It makes sense. Okay.
Very
get it.
different things. Smoke and electricity.
I'm trying to think of something. What about in Revelations when you throw like a bomb on the ground, like an
What do you mean?
explosive one? That doesn't affect Ezio, does it?
Yeah, but how much shit did everyone give the bombs? The bombs are stupid in Revelations.
Yeah, they are kind of stupid to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we didn't excuse that, but they weren't electric. It's not nearly as stupid as electric bombs. Or
Maybe
a rope
there's
launcher.
a reason for it. Maybe
Revelations had zip lines. That was like, even then it was a bit, oh, you're pushing the limits here, guys.
Yeah, all those zip lines just casually all over Constantinople, because that's a thing.
Well, it's more realistic than he can create them from nothing.
Yeah, Jesus, that's the rope launcher is. I don't want it in the game, but it's happening.
Stupid,
So, And the thing is, though, I'm gonna end up using it all the time because just because of how the world's designed. Like, it's gonna be
people.
annoying.
Oh, stupid people keep saying you don't have to use the rope launcher if you don't want to. That's why I'm mad, because we're gonna use it because we're lazy. We're fucking lazy people.
Exactly.
And when you've got something that's in your face and that's like, just press this button and you'll fly up to the top. Okay, fine, I'll do it.
Exactly.
And
it's
then
like,
by then you just stop free running altogether.
Yeah, people also say, like, God, stop moaning about the rope launcher. Have you not seen the streets and stuff in Victorian London? It's a necessary feature. It's like, well, if that's a necessary feature, don't set the game there. Like, why would you do that?
Exactly. If the Civil War was a not acceptable location, but London is, clearly the criteria to get a game through and green lit is not that hard. Clearly, if this shit's got through, because that's ridiculous. They didn't put Philadelphia in Assassin's Creed 3 because the streets were too square and too kind of like boring.
That's
and then you're
essentially
like,
Assassin's Creed 3, isn't it, though?
yeah,
That's
true.
what the game was. Like, just this boring piece of shit. Sorry. Apologise to all Assassin's Creed 3 fans.
No, they can get fucked. It's a boring piece of shit. And yeah, I think the rope launcher is dumb as shit. And I usually do a top 10 countdown series for every Assassin's Creed game of 10 things I'm excited about. I did a top 5 for 3, a top 10 for 4, and a top 10 for Unity.
God, how could you even do a top 5 for Syndicate?
I can't. That's why I'm not doing it.
I guess we'd have the modern day.
Yep, cool.
Shit.
See,
most people will go, oh my god, I'm so excited for carriages, the rope launcher, the 2 characters. I'm not excited for any of that. I don't want any of that shit. I want one character. I don't want carriages, because they look like an absolute mess. And the rope launcher's a load of bollocks.
The characters look okay. Jacob looks just like another generic
he looks like
copy
Edward
off of trying to create an Edward Ezio kind of attitude, and I'm like, yeah, bro, I've seen that. Evie, I'm like, okay, well, at least someone's different, someone interesting.
Yeah. They should have just made the game about Evie. They should have made the game about Evie minus the rope launcher.
But to them, they're like, we can't market females. I'm like, what are you talking about? You can have a game with a female. What is this shit still going on about? I don't understand.
It's ridiculous. The game would sell just as well, I think. I don't think it'd be that different.
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think so.
Like, who would genuinely go?
Maybe it wouldn't.
I mean, there are people out there that have commented telling me they're not buying the game specifically because Jacob's wearing a top hat.
That is stupid as fuck, though.
So there probably are people out there that wouldn't buy the game because the protagonist is female. But
we're talking from the hardcore fan perspective, the minority. We're a small amount of people who buy the games. So let's say 8 million people buy Assassin's Creed games every year on average. The hardcore fans are good. Let's say 100,000 of them.
Yeah,
100,000 people are the active people on the internet. That's not much. Even that's being generous. 100,000. That 100,000 won't care whether it's a male or female. Probably won't even care where it's set, or even if they do, they're still going to buy it. The rest of the people are affected by the small things, by setting, by whether it's a male or female. So maybe that's the case. I'm not someone who works for Ubisoft's marketing department, and I'm not someone who has all those kind of survey details of do people want this, do people want that. So I can only speak for, or in some sense about, what the hardcore fans want, not really what the general mainstream audience wants.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess they are catering more to like they've got to sell this game, and there's so many people that aren't completely dedicated that it's like, you know,
That's who they've got to sell to. They don't need to sell to the hardcore fans. The hardcore fans are already going to buy it.
Can we also just say, right, their excuse for not having female characters in Unity on the co-op was because they couldn't animate it? One, that's bullshit. And two, the reason was actually because everyone played as Arno, so you wouldn't have a female even if they could animate it, because that doesn't make sense.
That's what I thought. I was like, but
why didn't they just say that?
As Arno, yeah. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter that there's no females because you're playing as Arno.
Exactly.
It was retarded. The way they handled that was retarded.
I don't know why they used that excuse. The whole, oh, we can't, and it's so difficult to animate. Like, what?
They handled that so horribly. It was embarrassing. They handled that so poorly.
There's also the people bringing it up in the first place. Like, why does it matter? Like, if there's not a female in the game, the protagonist just isn't female. Like, what's the problem?
You're playing as a male anyway. The only reason you'd have a female so other people can see you're a female, like, that doesn't make sense to me in terms of I understand it in terms of if you wanted to play as a female over co-op, you're like, well, that's who I want to see on my screen. But if you can't see it, who cares? Who cares what you look like to someone else?
Exactly.
You're playing as Arno. It doesn't matter to me whether, I don't care if they saw me as a man, woman, alien, or some sort of fucking demon zombie. I know I'm playing as Arno on my screen, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
Like, the multiplayer thing, they're not doing multiplayer with Syndicate. Do you think they'll stick with that with the next game, or do you think they'll go back to having multiplayer in it again? Do you think they'll try it again? Like, hey, we could put co-op back in the game, or like we could put multiplayer back in, or do you think they'll stick with having single player?
I say co-op's dead. I don't think it should be dead, but I think it's dead for a while.
Yeah.
And I think there won't be multiplayer anymore.
See, there's so many fans of the multiplayer though, like hardcore Assassin's Creed fans that really love the multiplayer. Like personally, I used to play it quite a bit, but I don't mind it not being there.
Revelations and 3, I was hardcore into it. Brotherhood I wasn't that much because I only played it on the Xbox One, and not many people bought Black Flag on the One. So it's so hard to find games. The servers were down every 5 minutes, and it took me double the amount of time necessary to get all the achievements in it because it never worked. I could never find a fucking game. So 4 killed my interest in the multiplayer.
3 did for me, just because I didn't like 3, so I didn't want to waste my time with the multiplayer. I played Brotherhood. I love the Brotherhood multiplayer. I found that really fun. And same for Revelations. I played so much Revelations. Same. But when 3 came out, I didn't like 3, and I just never bothered to play the multiplayer. I just couldn't be bothered with it. And then 4 came out.
No, I played a lot of the multiplayer. I really enjoyed the multiplayer in 3 for a while. Just didn't have a variety of game modes that kept you there, because even though there's some stupid game modes in Revelations, when I got bored of the other ones, I'd try those and then get into them until I wanted to play the other ones again. Whereas in 3, when I got over the game modes, there was no other ones to kind of play around with, so I just didn't play, and then I stopped playing.
Okay, yeah.
It's kind of weird.
It's been a while since I've played Assassin's Creed multiplayer. It's probably been like 3 years now.
Oh, yeah. I played Black Flag, but it was purely for the achievements, or else I probably wouldn't have.
Wow. I just, what were we talking about before this? Oh, the whole female protagonist thing in Evie.
I get it.
Evie is the one thing I think that's keeping me kind of interested in Syndicate.
Yeah, I could name two. The Shroud of Eden and Evie are 2 things I'm excited about. Other than that, I don't have anything that I'm that interested to see. I'm not excited for the setting. I'm not excited for the city. I'm not excited for any of the gameplay features they've put in. I don't care about the rope launcher. I don't care about the carriages. I think the street distances are stupid. I think this setting's a dumb idea.
Yeah, it is. Really
And I can only hope that when I play it, the story's good.
yeah.
The best it can do is do what Rogue did. Be a dull game, play-wise, but be really good story-wise.
Yeah.
That's
That is what kept me going with Rogue. I really enjoyed Rogue just because of the story. Like, the gameplay was similar to AC4. It wasn't as good as AC4, but it was, like, don't know how they managed that, but the gameplay wasn't as good as AC4, but the story was really good. And it was, I think, the only reason I think the story was really good is because it was the best story since, I don't even know.
Revelations.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. It was so short. It was so short.
Yeah.
That I'd rate Black Flag higher
it
than
wasn't
Rogue.
it wasn't full of bullshit, the story. Like, there wasn't all these, like, because some games, even AC2 had it, these missions that were just there to make the game longer, even though, like, it didn't really progress the story. But Rogue didn't have any of that, so maybe that's why I preferred it, because it just kind of got through what it needed to get through.
It did have a lot of bullshit. Like, there were some sequences I was totally not interested because it was just a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, that
like
first
about
one
the
where
7
you
Years
ended up in
War.
New York, that was a lot of bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I think there was like when it had story bits, it was really good. But then there was. I still think there was bullshit in amongst it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the missions were trying to introduce gameplay features so you knew how to play the game. But then, what was the point in knowing the features because there's no side activities to use them,
Mm-hmm.
and the game's too short to really flesh it out while playing the story.
Yeah.
So you've got to want to stick around and do no side missions, but collect all this shit that does nothing because you're not doing any more missions because there are no missions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I haven't touched the game since I beat the story. I'm like, oh, good
Me
story.
neither. Well, I mean, yeah, actually I did, because I did that 24-hour live stream. But after that, I never touched it. It might be for that reason.
Yeah.
I've had it for
Yeah, there's
24
nothing to
hours.
do. I've rated higher than Unity purely because I love the gameplay of Assassin's Creed 4. And the story was good. It was just short as fuck, but I like it better than Unity. But I still like Unity better than 3.
You still like Unity better than 3?
Yeah, 3's still my least favourite. Still easily my least favourite. Yeah. Yeah, I stand by that.
Because I definitely prefer 3. I could play 3, but Unity just frustrates me. As soon as I put the game in and I get on it, I just want to fuck my Xbox against the wall. What? What? No, I meant like fuck it up, but I didn't. But yeah,
I want to stick my penis in my Xbox. I mean, that's not what I meant.
Oh god, yeah. I don't like that game. I really don't like that game.
No, I can replay Unity. I can replay 3, but 3 has a terrible story with a terrible character with good gameplay.
See, with
where
3,
where Unity has just to me average everything.
yeah, I can replay 3. Up until sequence 6, I enjoy 3.
I enjoy 3 gameplay wise the whole time. The whole time gameplay is
I
fun.
enjoy the gameplay, yeah. But the story just once you've played through the game once, you know what missions to expect, and so the story and nothing really drives the game, and so you're kind of like, why am I replaying this again? Because I don't even know.
Because yeah, I think story and characters all round were dumb, other than Hatham. Like literally everything else is so stupid.
I quite like the Templars. The Templar side of everything in AC3 was
Did
great.
you?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I didn't like any of them. I thought they were all stupid and generic and stereotypical, and the only good one was Hatham. And then the assassin wise, it was all dumb as fuck, and then all the other historical side characters that were just to pretty much
Poor of it.
suck the dick of the United States historians.
Yeah.
And I thought it was dumb. I just thought the whole story of that game was dumb. From start to finish.
It really wasn't. Connor was like this naive guy that was just like, you didn't feel like you were in charge. Connor was just following everything. Like, he was like, oh, this person's told me to do this. I'll do it. I'll do this.
I just thought he was a stupid person that made stupid. Like, that's why I like Arno way better than Connor. And I think Arno is the victim of a good character in a bad game. Because Arno did shit that made sense. Oh, Arno, you're torn between this decision, but you ended up going this way. Yeah, I feel the same. I was a bit torn, but I would have gone that way too. Connor, Templars are trying to organize peace to stop a war from breaking out. Connor kills those guys, so war breaks out because he wants to stop the war.
Yeah, he's just
What the
he's just
fuck,
a
Connor, are you
naive
doing?
prick, isn't he? He just the whole game he feels like a child that doesn't know what he's doing. Like,
Yeah. But that's the point of the game, man. He's trying to grow as a person. Yeah, cool. He can grow in a non-existent game because he's a fake character. I don't really need to see that. He's a fake character.
oh, Connor is just there. He is literally just there. That's all he does. He's like he is like more so than Arno or Jacob and Evie or any of those. He's just there. He's just pointless. Like he,
Do you know
in
what
my
would have made
opinion,
Unity
is the
great?
most pointless character. What would have made Unity great?
Well, if we had Arno and he got to kill fucking Connor,
Jesus Christ! Everyone thought that was going to happen. Ah,
this
jeez.
podcast is based off of that hope.
We still hope it eventually happens.
And
Kill
with
Connor Club.
and with that, we end the KillConnorClub podcast.
We even made a Unity group club, whatever the fuck it's called the KillConnorClub.
Yeah,
Which is
which
top of
did
the
pretty well.
leaderboards all the
Did pretty
time.
well
It's
on the leaderboards
always
too.
top. It's
What is this Kill
yeah.
Bishop Club? Is that a thing?
No, what? That's the first thing I'm hearing. Kill Bishop Club.
I typed in the hashtag on Twitter for Kill Connor Club, and before Connor Club came up, it was the second underneath Kill Bishop Club.
I have no idea what that is.
So if I was going to hashtag
Kill
Connor,
Connor.
okay, hang on. Kill Bish. Wow, okay, it's not coming up anymore. I saw it on my. It was on my phone Twitter. Now I'm on my iPad Twitter, so it's
Okay.
different now. But I saw the Kill Bishop Club, and I didn't know what that was.
The Kill Bishop Club. Wow. Hang on. Let me search it. Oh, Ethan Woodgate's tweeted it. That's why. The 20th of August. Just hashtag Kill Bishop Club. For no reason.
Oh, Ethan. That's hilarious.
I
Classic.
hate Bishop. Can we just talk about for a minute, right? The people that
Okay.
think Bishop is Rebecca and are really sure that Bishop is Rebecca.
Oh, I forgot how mad this makes you. Yep, we can talk about this.
It's so annoying. Where is that comment? I'm finding the comment. Give me a minute. Where is it? Where the fuck is it? Where people... I just fucking... I got so mad. Hang on. Where is it? Where the fuck... I am scrolling really far back. I didn't think it was this far back. What? It was on... Which video was it? It was before the rope launcher video that I made. Oh, here it is. It was the Assassin's Creed 2 live stream that I did. Oh, here we go. I thought Bishop was Rebecca, and someone replied to that with, "Pretty sure it's her." And I was just like, "You're both so fucking dumb. Do you even follow the series? They are not the same person." And someone replied to that with, "Geez, so this is how you treat your subscribers, calling them fucking dumb? There are ways of explaining things without being a child." And then someone replied to that with, "Bishop is Rebecca, though." And then I replied to that with, "Regardless of whether you're subscribers or not, I've never changed the way I act towards people. Dude, calm down. I was partially joking, however, you are wrong. Bishop is most certainly not fucking Rebecca."
Well, you're right about one thing. Bishop is not Rebecca.
Oh, God.
Oh my god, that's... Fuck yeah. That annoyed me a little bit. I'm like, I don't care enough about Bishop or Rebecca.
Oh, God. Will Bishop be in Syndicate? Like,
Don't care.
I really hope not. I really,
Don't
really,
care at all.
really, really hope not.
Yeah, there's not even any thought that's gone into it on my end, to be
I
honest.
really don't like her.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. God, well, I think that's all I want to talk about. We've managed
I don't
to
even
talk
know.
for quite a while,
What else
We-
is there?
and we've gone through so much analysis of those alt theories.
We're just... Wow. I can't think of anything else, I don't think, that I want to mention.
and it's 2 a.m. for me right now, so I'm fucking tired.
Shit. I mean,
Because we
partially
had,
your fault, partially my
yeah,
fault.
I'll quickly just explain before we finish.
Okay.
The fact that we were supposed to record, so it's 2 a.m. here, and at 9 p.m. my time, we were supposed to start. About 10:30, James gets his shit together. We're finally about to start recording. We're like, sweet. We jump on the Skype chat, and I sound like a fucking robot. I didn't know this, but my mic was fucked. I was talking into it, and the only sound coming through was fucked up robot noises. And the way you described it, James, is a printer from the 1980s.
The 90s. The 90s.
The 90s.
Specifically the 90s. Definitely.
Specifically the 90s. And it was just a pain, and we spent an hour and a half trying to fix it. I literally pulled apart the entire microphone and ripped it, tore it to shreds, and then tried to construct it back together before Ethan suggested turning the computer off and on again. And then I turned the computer off and on again, and here we are with a podcast where I'm using the mic.
Jesus.
Enough said. But
I just don't know.
But we do have the audio of me trying to piece this mic together or pull it apart. I don't know whether we'll release that. Should we one day put that out?
We should at some point. It was great. It was great.
Fuck. Okay, well, I'm so tired.
Okay.
And
well,
I'm so shocked because I was going to say, can we just record in the morning because I'm so tired, but we got through a good almost 2 hours.
Yeah, we did good. We did good.
We did good. We covered a lot. We bitched a lot. We talked about theories a lot. Everyone's going to love and hate us all at once.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to receive more hate than love since everyone...
Yeah, fuck it. I don't give a shit.
You know. I'm just checking Twitter because I just got a few... Phoenix project in Unity, Rising Phoenix, a poster for the rumored Assassin's Creed Rising Phoenix game can be found in Stogo's Entertainment Montreal building. The poster has "Coming Soon" sticker attached to it, flames below the fictional game's logo. Yeah, I know that. Right, that was...
Yeah, so we talked about that briefly, didn't we?
Yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, I think...
Okay, well... For sure, buy our merch, our KillConnorClub t-shirt.
Great segue there.
Yep, in the merch store in the description box down below.
Yeah, it'll be the first link in the description. Go and check it out. Buy our merch. Buy our
and
shit, buy
hopefully you guys kept up in tabs watching the dumb shit we were watching to put the theories together so you understood everything.
Maybe I'll put it all together. I might edit this. Properly,
yeah,
put something together. And
at least put the Fassbender assassin picture in.
I'll definitely do that.
And obviously leave theories, comments, hatred mail in the comments.
Hatred mail. That's the first time I've ever heard it referred to as that. Hatred mail.
And I'm tired as fuck, man. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And,
maybe we shouldn't let you outro again.
Oh God, let's not talk.
In case you have a stroke again, that
I don't want to have a stroke again. I'm too tired.
God. Okay.
I can't deal with it.
Well, there we go. There we have it. Tyler's link is in the description. Be sure to go check him out. For Assassin's Creed content that's not completely biased to hating Unity. And he talks about things that are relevant. So, you know. Personally, if I was an AC fan, I probably would go over to his channel more so than mine for content, because I talk absolute shit for like 3 to 4 minutes. So, you know, hopefully I'll do some more like theory videos and whatever soon, where I can actually talk about AC in general rather than just giving news about things.
Like we just did now?
Basically, what we just did now. Basically.
Yeah, whereas my videos aren't 3 to 4 minutes of just talking shit, it's about 12.5 minutes of talking shit.
But it's relevant shit. Like,
is it? Okay.
Mine, well, I mean, it's relevant. But I mean, I guess mine's
no, it is.
Because mine is like, you know, like, I guess mine's all like most videos that I've made recently are news, essentially, rather than talking about the series in general, about my ideas and things like that. So I want to get back to doing that, and I think I will soon, but I don't know when. Anyways, There we go. There we have it. Kill Connor Club
Yeah.
episode. Fuck,
Something.
I shouldn't have started that sentence because I don't know what episode we're on.
We don't know what episode. We'll just leave it.
Episode 6, I think, because.
And we'll hopefully have trying to, if we can convince Luma to come on, please Luma.
Come on, Luma. Come on. Maybe that'll be the next one. Well, I mean, it depends, like how quickly we end up doing the next one.
Yep. And we'll get Joe on, obviously, back on the next one as well.
Yeah, next one we'll definitely have Joe on.
If we can, he has disappeared from the internet again, but we don't know where he is. We haven't been able to find him. It's on. You might find his picture on milk cartons. And
oh my god, Joe lost from the internet. Oh no. Have you seen this man? His last video was a Q&A request that he never fucking uploaded. It's over 1,000 views now. Oh.
And it's just people demanding questions answered. And he hasn't put a comment like, sorry guys, I'm doing this shit.
He hasn't deleted it, he hasn't put an annotation, he hasn't privated the video, it's just there. The real thing behind it is he just forgot his password. He can't remember how to get into his account anymore.
Oh my god, classic.
Yeah, this episode actually is episode 5. It's the 6th in the playlist, but it's episode 5 because the first one wasn't the Kill Connor Club, it was the live Q&A.
But this is like the 10th podcast you and I have done together.
Something like that, yeah.
Because we've done Sick of Dynamite, Deep in the Bowels, and both of them together at the same time. It's weird.
Did Deep in the Bowels? Did I ever upload Deep in the Bowels?
Yeah, you did.
What the hell? Did I? I'm so confused. No, I didn't. Wait,
yeah,
what?
You did.
Wait, what was it called? What was it called?
Deep in the Bowels. It was the E3 preview.
Deep in the Bowels. See, we did an E3 preview. I've spelled Deep in the Bowels wrong. We had
outro ever.
It's always the way. It was, oh my god, it was episode 6 of Deep in the Bowels. Oh my god, that exists. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. I know everything.
Okay. I'll have to do another Deep in the Bowels at some point. Some kind of Deep in the Bowels. And it'll be great.
Yep.
But yeah. I think, there we go. Okay, we're definitely done. 100% done. We're definitely done. Okay.
Hey, James, real quick. Why is there another 10 minutes left in the video, guys? I'm looking at this and there's another 10 minutes left. What do you mean it's the end now?
You know, when I edit this, I'm just going to leave 10 minutes of just, like, music playing or something. So people are just like, wait, there actually is 10 minutes after the video.
And then you put an Easter egg right at the end for the last 10 seconds.
I will get in contact with Ubisoft. I will find the true story of Assassin's Creed. I will get the voice actor of Subject 16. I will record something relevant to the upcoming game, and I will post it at the end of the video.
Jeez, we have all the answers to all the questions. We just don't want to tell you. But at the end of this video,
it'll happen. We swear. But you have to watch the next 10 minutes. You can't skip. It doesn't work like that. You have to unlock it. Or you know what? You buy our merch, and on our merch we send you a letter with all the answers to Assassin's Creed. It works like a microtransaction. So
we can't do that. We can't ask for money and lie like this. That's called fraud. That's illegal.
Don't buy our merch for answers. We don't actually do that. Disclaimer.
That's fraud. We apologize. We apologize. I apologize for our business partner.
Just covering ourselves. But seriously, do buy our merch. Just because it's our merch. Like, you know, you want one of those.
It would mean a lot. It would mean a lot.
You want one. We know.
I just want to see one person in public wearing the shirt, and then I'll cry and hug them.
Amazing. That would be amazing. Just to see someone wearing that T-shirt would be like, damn, you've got my cartoon face on your chest.
Oh, that gets me excited. In more ways than one.
Oh god, I still don't have one actually. I don't have one. I will get one, but I don't have one yet.
You don't even have one?
No, I don't.
You fucking traitor.
But I'm gonna buy my entire family one for Christmas.
That's the way.
And they can all, well, and I mean my entire family, not just my.
Oh really? So like
I mean my entire family. They could all be wearing Kill Connor Club merch on Christmas Day. It'll be amazing.
Christ almighty.
That's gonna be beautiful. Anyways, okay, there we go. There we have it. Kill Connor Club episode 5/6, depending on how you want to look at it, but probably 5. Next time we'll have Joe back, hopefully. really hopefully. We'll have to message him 3 weeks in advance, so...
And we'll be on track with Joe as well.
And he'll keep us on track, and everything will be great. Everything's going to be great.
Yeah, and everyone just tweet Luma, tell him to come on the podcast, tell him he's missing out.
He's missing out on all the banter, like... I feel like Luma knows things we don't. He would help us out.
That's the point. We need to ask him questions. He's got so much knowledge.
Yeah. What is wrong with us? I'm actually going to cut that out. I need to remember to cut that
out. I know. And they're going to... What are they cutting out? What part did... What... James,
shit, shit. This is not going well for me. Why did I have to say that? Okay.
As soon as you said it, I'm like, you're so cutting that out. You are so...
See, I try and push my luck with things, but I feel like that's just pushing it too far.
All I'll say, guys, Ubisoft would have flagged his fucking channel if he didn't cut that out.
I'm allowed to hate Alex Mancia though. He's a twat.
Don't try to say that what you're talking about. Don't try to twist words here. You're a liar.
Oh, goodbye our merch. See you later. Everybody, hope you have a great day. Or night. It depends what you listen to. Some people might listen to it at night and they might like to fall asleep to our voices talking about Assassin's Creed. Anyway, I think we're done. I think that's it.
Yep.
I think
Goodbye.
I'm going to have to remember the time of when this happened so I can remember to cut everything out. Okay. See you later, everybody. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the KillConnorClub podcast, episode 5, be sure to smack that like button because that'd be absolutely amazing. Let's see if we can get to... I'm going to think of a realistic number here because I want to know, what did the last one get to? Okay, let's see if we can get to 100 likes on this. Let's go for that. There we go.
You can do that.
So, there we go. Everyone smack the like button and comment. Let us know your theories, stuff that we talked about in the video. Wait, what's this? Wait, what's this? Hold on. Assassin's Creed just tweeted something. This is such bad timing. Oh god, right. I'm going to cut this out and pretend we didn't even notice that there was a Q&A for the movie going on. Okay, so, as I was saying, let us know your theories in the comment section. Subscribe to my channel with the little subscribe button. Subscribe to Tyler's channel in the description. And the first link is our merch, which you can buy our merch. So that's it. That is it.
That's it. We're done. No more plugging. No more of this. No more of that.
What did you just say?
Just no more plugging stuff.
I can't. Never mind. I'll say something else. Okay.
God damn it, James.
Okay.
James. Hey, James. Was it what? 2 more? Was it another 2 hours?
Fucking hell. Okay. We're done. We're officially done. This is the end of the podcast. The end of the podcast. The end of the franchise. We're done. Never gonna be another one ever again. We'll see you in a couple of weeks with Joe for episodes.
Why does this say part 1 of 4, James? That's all in the title. Why does it say part 1 of 4?
Okay, genuinely ending it now. I don't know how to say goodbye properly, so...
Okay, I'll say it for you. See you fuckers later. Love you. Bye.
We're now coming into the end, winding down after talking about Swog. Or whatever it was you fucking said. Anyways, we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.
Fuck.
I know you are there. I want to go home. Home. Please. I need you. Don't leave me here in the dark.